Ladies and gentlemen, we have lots of Tesla stock news to share with you here in this video, including the launch of the Model Y, Elon Musk making a bombshell prediction that Tesla could far exceed the most valuable company in the world, which today is Nvidia, and much more. Launch series comes with FSD, an acceleration boost, vegan suede for black interior, premium textile trim, rear lift gate badge, puddle light badge, dorsal plate word mark, and charging console word mark. Now that's awesome because the $60,000 launch series is going to have a higher margin than the other variants of the Model Y that will come a little bit later on, because you're essentially buying with a discount, of course, FSD and all of these other premium features. So to launch with this is going to be good for Tesla's margins. The new Model Y has also launched in Europe. And you can see there will be a performance all-wheel drive at about $51,490, a long-range all-wheel drive at about $48,000, and a long-range rear-wheel drive at about $45,000 that will come later on. Now, this does not seem to be boosting Tesla's stock at all today, and I'll explain why as simply as I possibly can. There is still the rumor that Elon is going to buy TikTok. This is not just a stock market or Tesla community rumor. This is like a rumor with everyone. Go ask your wife, your girlfriends, your sisters, or anyone else that uses TikTok that are not necessarily invested in markets or love Tesla. Ask them who is buying TikTok. They're going to tell you Elon. I don't know where the hell that came from, but pretty much everyone believes Elon is going to buy TikTok. And, well, we have a bad precedence for that. Last time Elon had to sell a lot of Tesla stock, the stock fell 70% in the course of a couple of months. I will say it again. There's a lot of differences from today compared to 2022. In 2022, Tesla was cutting prices like crazy. Auto gross margins were collapsing. And Elon was selling a bunch of stock. And at the same time, everyone thought we were going into a recession. So there's a lot of different factors now. And I don't think Tesla would fall 70% again. Maybe 10, 20% could be logical if Elon had to sell a bunch of Tesla. But this would not be the end of the world. And I think the longer Wall Street just kind of shrugs off the launch of the new Model Y, it's $60,000. They're going to be selling a crap ton of the launch series. The longer we kind of just blow that off, the more eventual upside we will see. Especially if Elon does not buy TikTok, which I don't think he wants to. I mean, obviously, I think he probably wants to, but does he have time for that? Does he want to commit to that? He's already got X, Boring Company, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink. The guy has arguably too much on his plate already. And now he's heading Doge. I don't know. I really don't buy it that he's going to buy TikTok. But the longer Elon does not comment on this, lets this remain a rumor, the more nervous people get. Now, these new Model Ys are expected to be delivered around March. Sawyer Merritt says the new Model Y long-range all-wheel drive launch series edition is actually a great deal. It's $12,000 more than the old Model Y long-range all-wheel drive, but you get a lot of extra stuff for that price. Here's what's included in the launch series. FSD, $8,000 value, acceleration boost, $2,000 value, a tow hitch, $1,000 value, included paint color of your choice up to a $2,000 value, included wheels of your choice up to a $2,000 value, interior color of your choice, a $1,000 value, a mobile charger, $275 value, an exclusive launch series badge on the rear liftgate, puddle light, dorsal plate, and more, as well as custom entry animation and screen when you enter the car. So essentially, you're getting up to $17,000 worth of stuff for $12,000. A similarly spec'd legacy Model Y long range all-wheel drive would cost about $62,000 or $2,000 more than the new launch series Model Y. And that's excluding all the exclusive badging, puddle light, etc. And you're getting all the new upgrades in the Model Y too. So it'll be interesting to see how this launch series Model Y does sell. It looks like so far it's selling pretty well. At least there is a lot of positive feedback on this variant. Now, Elon Musk also dropped a bit of a bombshell, and I think this just reminds investors how much opportunity there is in Tesla. John Elrishman shares the current valuations of the most valuable companies, and you could see Nvidia at the top of the list here at 3.6 trillion, Apple 3.4 trillion, Microsoft 3.3 trillion, Amazon 2.5, Alphabet around 2.5, Meta 1.6, Tesla 1.3, so on and so forth. Well, Elon Musk comments and says Tesla has the potential to be number one by a large margin, which, you know, when you get good news like today and Tesla's not in the green, a lot of people are so short-term, short-minded that they kind of just disregard everything. And next week we have Tesla earnings. It's pretty common to get some weird price action, some downside price action, I should say, before earnings. But I think we're in for some surprises next week. Gary Black writes on X, the Tesla Model Y, the world's best-selling car, just got even better. And as Gary Black points out, this is an 8.3% price hike from the previous Model Y. So that should be good for margins. Now, James Wang on X says Tesla FSD is not remotely close to Waymo right now. It's behind by at least 100x. Yes, it's getting better, but scaling laws cannot do its magic with fixed amounts of compute. This is based on using both regularly. He says, this is my experience in San Francisco Bay. I have to make daily interventions on the Model 3, mostly from wrong lane selection. Waymo, you can basically go to sleep. Tesla does feel generally safe in terms of understanding the environment and avoiding collisions. He says it's true Tesla's way ahead in geographical coverage, but 99% FSD on 100% of roads is of limited value. I would be shocked and delighted if it managed to get Waymo level safety without hardware changes. I'm long Tesla. Phil Dewan, he is one of the heads over at Tesla for Tesla AI and FSD. He says, prepare to be shocked. I mean, that's some strong wordage. Prepare to be shocked. Keep in mind, this is one of the individuals that knows what at least the next 2 to 3 levels of FSD are going to look like. As Elon Musk said before, they have to be working on the next software update and then the one after that to be able to release them in a timely manner. So really, I mean, Tesla knows what FSD is going to look like 6 months from now. And then 6 months from now, they know what it's going to look like 6 months in the future. If he says prepare to be shocked, I think you should be prepared to be shocked because some big things are coming. And this is also Phil's way of saying be shocked because you're not going to need hardware changes for some impressive, progress with FSD. And we had some news yesterday that Rivian plans to release hands-free advanced driver assistance system in 2025 and eyes-off system in 2026, according to Rivian's CEO RJ Scaringe, that told Reuters. Now, if we take a look at option activity today for Tesla stock, you have seen 48 different trades totaling about $30 million with a positive order value of 65%. Volume today in Tesla's daily options for the expiration of today is 60% calls and about 40% puts. But if we take a look at next week, the open interest is about 60% calls and 40% puts. Volume today, 52% calls and 48% puts. So far, so good. It looks like there is some bullish positioning for next week, which Tesla reports earnings next week. And well, it's coming at a pretty critical moment as Tesla has not really participated in the rally that markets have seen in the last few trading days. We've kind of fallen slightly each day for the last couple of days, despite the good news that has come out. Now, if we take a look at what short sellers are doing today, it looks like you've seen about 205,000 shares today that have been on net covered on. So you have borrowed shares, 252,000, and return shares of 457,000. So about 200,000 shares today may be returned or covered on, which is a pretty good sign. You have 2.4% short interest of free float, $27.61 billion sold short in Tesla, totaling about 67 million shares that are currently sold short. And it looks like, according from Joe Tedmeyer, production of the new Model Y begins tomorrow at Giga Texas. A few dozen new Model Ys as a test run will be produced, and then over the next couple of weeks, full production should begin. And here you can see just how different the new Model Y is compared to the previous Model Y. There is a pretty distinct change here. Let me know which one you like better. And here you can see in this video, President Trump has officially deployed military to the US-Mexico border. And yeah, they're coming in. US securities regulator opens the door for Wall Street banks to hold crypto. And Trump today says that he would love to see Canada become the 51st state. The Canadian citizens would have much better health coverage. I think the people of Canada would like it if we did that. And there would be no tariffs. And already Doge has eliminated $15.2 billion in government spending, which is going to be good for inflation because government spending causes inflation. So, you know, the more Doge saves in government spending, theoretically, the less inflation we should have. And Trump today has canceled Dr. Fauci's security detail, which is going to save American taxpayers over $15 million per year. Now, with that said, Google Trends activity seems to be elevated still for all Tesla models, for the Model Y, for the Model 3. But I do expect to see a spike again as the new Model Y has just been unveiled last night. And Fear and Greed Index today is at 50, which is exactly neutral. Market momentum is neutral. Stock price strength, extreme fear. Stock price breadth is fear. Put and call options, extreme greed. Market volatility is neutral. Safe haven demand in fear, and junk bond demand in greed. The percent of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average at 49.76%. So roughly 50% of stocks currently trading above their 50-day moving average. I mean, 50% of stocks still not above their 50-day moving average shows that there's likely a lot of room for some more strength in this market, that we're not overly extended. And I do think next week, as we get into big tech earnings, and it looks like big tech earnings are going to come in pretty good, that could allow markets to move higher. That could also allow Tesla to move higher. And we'll talk about Tesla's earnings in the next video and why I'm bullish for next week in Tesla. And the AI investor sentiment survey has recently just flipped again from only 25% of investors that were bullish last week to 43.4% of investors that are bullish now this week. Neutral investors fell from 34.0% to 27.1%, and bearish investors completely collapsed from 40.6% down to 29.4%. Sentiment for Tesla is extremely bearish today at 24. Yesterday, it was only bearish at 26. Message volume today is high at 55. Yesterday, it was at 58. And participation ratio today is at 54. Now, let me just tell you, when sentiment is this negative around Tesla, when people start to get bearish on Tesla, that's normally when you want to go out and be bullish on Tesla. That's normally when you want to be long on Tesla, especially heading into Tesla earnings. I see a favorable risk-reward environment for Tesla, especially, again, we just launched the Model Y, and that did nothing to help Tesla. I mean, I think these things are going to catch up and be seen as positive. We may need more clarity on Tesla's earnings call. Elon may be asked on the earnings call about potentially buying TikTok, and that answer is going to hold a lot of weight for investors. There's a couple things specifically for next week's earnings call that is going to make or break Tesla. We could have a 20, 25, 30% rally next week. Or we could have a substantial decline depending on that earnings call. And that's really all that matters at this point. So let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.